Ja mennään tähän seuraavien ryhmien esittelyihin. Ja saadaanko me ensin tämä video Me itse vaikutamme elokuvatyöpajasta?
Yhdenvertaisuustoimittaja Jari Nuutinen on ollut tänään täällä Norresonin kadulla kurssia vetämässä niin kuvaajana kuin kuvissakin on ollut. Tämä kurssi on ollut erittäin hyvä ja antoisa ja on paljon oppinut asioita, minkälainen on todellisuuden elokuvan tekeminen. Se on todella iso todellisuus, että se ei ole harrastus, että on ollut nyt tippaakaan kysymys.
Moikka.
Moi.
Minkä takia sulla ei ole pipoja täällä sataa lunta?
No valita.
No sä tulet kumminkin sairaaksi.
En tule.
Mitä sä Iines teet? Toi on ihan lapsellista.
Valita.
No ei ainakaan munna. Eikö sulla muuta evästä ole?
Tää on mun valinta.
Ja tuokin on vielä niin epäterveellistä.
On tulla tiuttaa pipo.
On mulla tiukka pipo, mutta se on mun valintani.
Mun valinta on rohkeus.
Mun valinta on auttaminen.
Minun valinta on ystävyys.
Minun valintani on uteliaisuus.
Mun valinta on elämäilo.
Minun valintani oli vetää tätä Me itse vaikutamme elokuvakurssia. Mikä sinun valintasi vaikuttaa on, Jessu?
Minun valintani on olla osa tätä yhteiskuntaa.
Tiukka pipo on minun valintani.
Ja jatketaan eteenpäin. Pyytäisin Rauno Huttusta.
Kuvailu. Rauno Huttunen kulkee kohti puhujan pöytää, saa nyt mikrofonin käteensä. Hänellä on ruskea paita, ruskeat hiukset, tummat housut. Paidan alta pilkottaa vaalea kauluspaita ja hän hymyilee. Kuvailu päättyy.
Kiitoksia. Mä oon tosiaan Rauno Huttunen ja me pidettiin eilen tällaista työpajaa 3D-skannauksesta ja käsinkosketeltavista malleista. Ja 3D-skannauksellahan pystyy tekemään tällaisia 3D-tulostettuja malleja. Ja mä oikeastaan siinä alkuun kerroin meidän firmasta, joka tekee 3D-ohjelmistoja ja sitten ollaan tehty tätä 3D-skannausta myös muun muassa museoille. Ja sitten kerroin, miten museot tai työpajaan osallistuvat oikeastaan henkilöt pystyy itsekin tekemään 3D-skannausta ja miten se prosessi etenee siitä. Ja sitten mentiin tällaisten demonstraatioiden kautta eteenpäin siinä. Ja sitten meillä oli myös paljon puhetta 3D-tulostuksesta, joka on hyvin tällainen esteettömyysasioihin parannusta tuova lähinnä näkövammaisille, mutta oikeastaan tultiin siinä työpajankin aikana siihen tulokseen, että se on kaikille hyvin mukavaa, kun pääsee koskettelemaan asioita. Esimerkiksi lapset tykkää kosketella 3D-tulostettuja malleja hyvin paljon ja itsekin tykkään niistä, jos pääsee jotain mielenkiintoisia juttuja museoissa koskettelemaan, oli niin sitten 3D-tulosteita tai ihan oikeita museoesineitä. Ja sitten, puhuttiin myös 3D-malleista ja sitten miten niitä pystyy hyödyntämään sitten muuallakin kuin pelkästään käsin kosketeltavina malleina ja pystyisikö se jotenkin liittymään sitten saavutettavuuteen ja esteettömyyteen. Ja tuolla tulikin jo maininta, että näillähän se voi ratkaista sitten tulevaisuudessa aina. Mutta ei ehkä ihan näin, mutta juteltiin paljon, että missä kaikkialla applikaatioissa ja sovelluksissa voi 3D-malleja hyödyntää internetissä ja muualla. Kyllä. Ja nämä on tosiaan sen takia mukana, koska unohtui kotiin lasten leikkikaluksi eilen, niin jos haluatte kokeilla, niin mä voin näyttää kiinnostuneille jotain täältä. Jes, eipä mulla muuta ja kiitoksia vaan työpajan osallistujille.
Objects of curiosity, Abigail Hirsch.
Yesterday at the workshop, we explored different ways of looking at and accessing museum objects in the exhibition. We first discussed different barriers and challenges that may prevent from a person with disability accessing a museum or wanting to go into a museum. We mentioned physical barriers, sensory barriers, intellectual, emotional, and more. We viewed some of the Royal Academy of Arts, where I work in London, a special program, and how they may deal with these challenges. Then we focused on a special need school program, which involved multisensory approach. Do not touch. The visit to the museum is mainly based on our sense of vision, and this may prevent some visitors taking fully part in the dialogue around the museum objects. Therefore, be excluded from an interactive museum experience. Therefore, we must stimulate other senses other than vision only. So yesterday, we experienced and facilitated multisensory session using multisensory objects, looking at how touch, smell, hearing, movement, and more stimulation can encourage a person with disability to look, be active, engage, develop their creative thinking, and play an active part within the museum dialogue, accessing the museum object. For example, I've got this object which is for the painting of Monet of water. We mentioned that it is important to remember that everyone experiences museum objects or display in a different way. Therefore, even a slight response or interaction from a person with this complex need evokes an active engagement and access to museum experience. In order to increase the engagement and access, the objects we use have to relate to more than one sense. The more senses we use, the interaction or the engagement is a lot deeper, it's a lot bigger. We concluded that the multisensory approach can be adapted to any group that we work with in a museum or with museum visitors. And in fact, it isn't to provide access to a person with disability only, but can provide or increase the access to museum objects to any visitor. The question which remains is if we should or how we could incorporate the technology within the multisensory approach in order to even increase the engagement and access to museum objects and museum experience. Thank you.
All bodies speak.
Hello, my name's Sally Davison, and I did a workshop yesterday on behalf of DanceAbility Finland. DanceAbility is a method of improvisation, movement improvisation, and it works from the point of inclusion, including everybody as they are. And I would like to just give you an example, a direct experience of how that feels inside of your body. So if you can close your eyes for a moment, you don't need to do anything, and just be aware of the contact that your body's making with the chair that you're sitting on, and how the breath is moving in and out of the body. And can you really rest in this moment where you are? And then slowly open the eyes and stay in your body. And I would just like you to do a movement that you do every day. It can be brushing the teeth, brushing the hair, washing the face, and just keep repeating that movement. And be aware of the sensation of doing that movement. And now make that movement as small as you can. And now make that movement as big as you can. And now do that movement as fast as you can. And now do that movement in relationship to the person next to you. Okay, and relax. So that's just an example of how any movement can be developed into a creative expression. So we don't have hierarchy in DanceAbility and movement. It's every movement is a creative self-expression. Yesterday in the workshop, we also looked at how, with some technology, there is a group in northern Finland called Taikabox, and they work with digital media, with dance. And I invited them to a festival that we had this summer, because I was really interested in how this digital world could also give experience for people's movement. And they came to the festival, and there was about 25 participants. And they used a platform called Isadora, which is when you make a movement, the light changes on a screen on the back. And the image can be changed by whoever's controlling it. And then also you can work with sound sensors. So when you make movements, you create sound also. So it was. We didn't actually do that in the workshop yesterday, but I introduced that idea at the end from the workshop that we had in the summer. Yes, and I'd just like to say thank you to Zodiac Centre for New Dance, because they provided the space yesterday, and the help that I had with the technical things that happened. Okay, thank you.
Ja sitten työpaja STARTIT.
Well, thank you, everybody. My name is Javier Jiménez, and we came from Spain. Yesterday, we presented STARTIT, a digital tool and mobile application for accessibility in performing arts. STARTIT is it allows easily to create subtitling directly from the script, and also to play back audio description in arts. The audience may choose the language of the subtitling in their mobile phones, and also listen to the audio description and other services through the app. So first of all, we introduced this application, this project, and we did a small demo. After that, we talk and discuss about the state of the accessibility in Finland and in Spain. The main conclusion is there are big and public funded theaters that they are offering accessibility now. However, this is not so bad, but there are many theaters, small theaters, that they are not offering accessibility. So there is a lot of work to do. We also share some experience here in Finland and in Spain. For example, we talk about touch tours, guided visited to the stage, touching the scenography, etc., and also some experience like giving at the entrance a small bag with objects inside in order to touch before the play. And also we were speaking about a new service for people with intellectual disability in the theater. We all agreed more or less that there are still some challenges. For example, it is necessary to increase the awareness of theaters and also the artistic teams, directors, scenographies, etc., because sometimes there are some barriers, mental barriers, in order to provide accessibility. Also, there are small theaters, as I said, that they have difficulties to pay the accessibility, to afford the accessibility. Only the technology is not enough. The technology is there. Now it is very easy to provide accessibility, but the problem is who pay the accessibility. Okay, technology is not the most important. Probably the most important thing is dissemination and how we communicate that. So we think that accessibility must be part of the audience development strategies in theaters. And finally, we also were commenting that another challenge is to become accessibility into a useful experience for everybody, not only for people with disability, but for everybody. So probably in this way, accessibility would spread easily. So, well, that is more or less the main conclusions, and at the end of the day, we will make a case presentation with Teatro Accessible Theater Project, so we could speak more about that. Thank you very much.